Hey everybody, I'm about to do something I normally don't do. If you've watched any of my videos, you see that I do most of the maintenance on my Q50. I do most of the maintenance on my own cars, my parents' cars, my friends' cars, Mindy's car. The only thing I normally don't do is I don't balance my own tires, and I don't do my own body work. I don't do paint. It just takes too long, and I no paint. But what I'm going to do today is I need an oil change. I normally go between I set my alarm for 5,000. I like to go between 5 and 7,000, somewhere in there. 7,000 is the max, 5 is the least. So if I go like 6,000 miles on oil change, perfect. So I got this thing in the mail from the dealer. Enjoy a $29.99 synthetic oil and filter change and a free car wash and multi-point inspection. So what I'm going to do today is take the Q, get this free synthetic oil change and filter change and get my car wash and get my inspection, and I'm going to see exactly what they sell me, because the car has 125,657 miles on it. The only fluid I haven't changed so far is the coolant and the transmission, but I have coolant, a thermostat, a transmission, and transfer case fluid. It has a dent in the front bumper, but that's going to get fixed in January. So I'm going to see exactly what all they try and tell me is wrong with the car, what all they try and upsell it, blah, blah, just to see what the dealer actually does. I've had issues out of this dealer before. I wouldn't be going if it wasn't. $29.99 is the same price I pay for literally oil and a filter, basically. So we're going to see what they do. We're going to go to the dealer. We're going to see how long it takes them, and we're going to see what all they try and upsell me. So let's go. What is it?
Is it under John?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, so the car's back. They've adjusted my steering wheel and my seat. The guy working on it was a lot shorter than me. Good experience. It took a little bit longer than I thought. I got here at 10:20. It's 11:40. But the guy that helps me, the service writer in there, I always get Dan. His name is Dan Trisco. If you come to Infiniti, ask for Dan. He's a guitar guy, and we always talk guitars, so there was probably 20-30 minutes of us talking in there. He was telling me about what he had just bought, and I showed him my new guitar I'd bought. I have all the services here. They did not try and sell me anything. The only thing they advised me was that I need my rear tires replaced, which I knew. They did show me what services Infiniti recommended when I get home and I can sit down. I've got all that stuff written down, and I'll break it down to you and tell you what they cost. One thing I do like is that Dan showed me, he said, here's the package. He said, I guarantee you've done all this stuff. He said, these are the 3 big things in that package. He said, everything else in this package you can do yourself or you have done. He said, so here's this, and broke the cost down. So it was actually really good. They didn't try and push the whole thing on me. He literally just said, this is the big things in that. You can just basically throw everything else in it away. And I picked up a thermostat. It was $39 for the OEM thermostat because I'm going to do my coolant. The one in advance was like 29 or 34. It was like $5 or $6 more to get the OEM one, so I went ahead and got one while I was there. And I picked up an Infiniti hat. They had them on sale for $11. I'm gonna put that in my dad's Christmas present if he would like it. He wears a lot of hats, so get him an Infiniti hat. But like I said, when I get home here in a minute, I will break down the packages they showed me. This wasn't a bad trip to the dealer. I sat in there and watched videos on YouTube, and it was $43 with tax, so basically $29 for the oil change, and then there was a service fee and tax and yada yada yada. But $43 for a full synthetic oil change, car inspection, car wash, and they topped all my fluids off. That's cheaper than it'd be at like Walmart or wherever. Plus, I got a car wash. So, okay, so I'm here at the house, so I can break this down to you. Got everything on my desk, so we're gonna be formal. Also, I'm trying to watch the recycling guy because I got a box I got to take out. So if in the middle of this I throw you down and take off running, because I don't want to leave the box sitting by the curb. Okay, so here's the bill. A factory package oil change with synthetic oil and a filter. They use Mobil 1 engine oil. Oil filter. They replaced the drain washer drain plug. So let's see, 6 quarts of Mobil, $65, $1.50. Oil filters $12.50. Gee, good Lord. So it's $111.44 for an oil change at the dealer. I give them a coupon. There's no labor in that. That's all parts, basically. Provided a coupon. The coupon comes off of this. So it makes this $29.99. Then you get down here and you have to pay this customer pay shop supplies for repair, $6.18. And then you've got $7 tax, which makes it $43.23. So $29.99, oil change is $43.23 after tax and service charges. Still not bad for a full service oil change and a car wash, and then they inspect the car, whatever, blah, blah. I'm happy with it. The service was great. But what I'm going to show you is what else they said I need. And what I really liked here was it tells you there's a package here, okay? The package is $1,100 basically. And then you can take stuff off, da-da-da-da-da. But the thing I liked Dan did today was he said, listen, you can do this, you can do this, you can replace your filter, you can replace da-da-da. He said, you can do all this stuff yourself. He said, the big things here they point out, perform brake fluid exchange, $170. And these are recommended by Infiniti at 120,000 miles. Now, I didn't ask, perform brake fluid exchange. Brake fluid exchange to me is where they suck the old fluid out of the reservoir and put new fluid in. They don't, like, to me, if I was going to change brake fluid, I would hook my vacuum pump up to the caliper and suck new fluid through it, each caliper, da-da-da-da-da, that way you get it all out of the lines. With an exchange, I don't think you would do that, unless it somehow sucks it all back out, but then you'd have air in the lines, da-da-da-da, whatever. That's $170. I'm not going to do that. Obviously, I'll do that myself if I want to. I'll do that along with pad rotors, whatever. ATF drain and refill, $175. This is one thing I haven't done yet. These cars are weird. They have a 3-quart pan. So you have to drain 3 quarts, put 3 new quarts in, start it, let it run, and basically just keep doing that. And you never actually drain all the fluid. What you do is you just put 3 new quarts in, mix it with the old and it dilutes it down, then you pull some out, put 3 quarts in, and you just keep doing that and doing that and doing that. Eventually you'll basically get mostly new in and get almost all the old out. I should have asked because if they just drain it 3 times or just drain it once, get 3 quarts out and put 3 new quarts in, they're not really doing a whole lot and it's not worth that. But if they do it 4 times and put 12 new quarts in, that's not a bad deal because of the time and the labor. Now this one right here, all-wheel drive transfer case, front and rear diff. I've already done the front and rear diff right up here. Me and Steve did it together. We put the car on 4 jack stands. It was a quart in the front, a quart in the back. The rear takes like 0.75 or something. It was a little over 2 quarts for both of them. And it took me and Steve about an hour to do both. And like I said, it was a little over 2 quarts. So I'd say $50 in parts. So now the transfer case is a quart of type J, I think it is. I bought Idemitsu, but you can also use the Royal Purple or you can get it from the dealer. I think I paid like $14 for the Idemitsu in advance. So you're looking at 2 quarts of Valvoline 7590 synthetic and a quart of type J. So maybe 45 bucks in just fluids, and then I would buy a third quart or something in case you need a little bit more. But you're looking at maybe 60 bucks and then an hour of labor versus 340. So that's way too much. I'm sure their labor rate is pretty high because you've got to like take the skid plates off, you've got to get the car in the air, you've got to drain 2 diffs, drain transfer case, refill them, da-da-da. So I tell you, there's a lot of labor there. That's just not worth it to me, as you can see in the videos up here, and the transfer case is next to my list. It's not worth that. Just do it yourself. It's easy. You can do it in the driveway with some jack stands and some tools. I did ask about an alignment. My car needs an alignment very badly, $129.99. And they said that if it comes to have alignment within a certain amount of time, it's got a warranty on it or whatever. I'm probably gonna have them do that. I'm gonna get 2 new tires next month, and then probably have them do that. This one's a doozy too here. This is a 105,000 mile service. Is replace spark plugs, drain and fill coolant. I thought that the factory service interval on the spark plugs was like 150. That's what it was on the Z. It was like 135. Replace spark plugs. Those spark plugs are iridium. I think they're like 19 bucks a piece at Advance. So 6 of those, that's 120 bucks by itself in just parts, basically. And you have to take the, 90% sure you have to take the intake manifold off, so you'll need a lower intake manifold gasket. Should replace it. I recommend replacing it if you're gonna take it loose. So that's probably 150 bucks in parts just for that. Drain and fill, refill coolant, that's gonna be roughly 2 gallons of coolant. So just say a gallon of coolant's 20 bucks, so that's 40. So you're up to almost 200 bucks in parts. They want $674.98. The labor is probably what's gonna eat you up there because, like I said, in order to take the manifold off, you gotta take your intakes loose. I'm sure there's hoses, there's probably wiring harnesses up there you gotta take loose. You gotta take the engine cover off. On my car, I've got a strut bar. So that's extra labor. That is high, but I feel like it's about right. And the other thing is here too, if you look, that's just that. If you upgrade it to this package, you get tire balances, wiper blades, inspections. If you go up another 100 bucks, they also replace your engine air filters. There's packages here the way it works. But I'm happy. I got my car washed, got a new oil change. They reset my light for me, put air in my tires, They inspected one of my tires, said, hey, you've got they even quoted me, you can replace that tire today for like $211 put on, which, I mean, that's about right. I pay like $120 a piece, like 30 bucks to have them put on. So I mean, it's a little bit higher than I'd pay, but they had the tire that I carry in stock, which was weird. But I liked this. I always hear horror stories about going to the dealer and they try and do this and do that and da-da-da-da-da. I didn't have any of that experience with Infiniti of Lexington. I like these guys. If you go in and ask Dan, talk to him about guitars. So I would go back to Infiniti. I probably wouldn't. I would not go back for stuff like this $674, this 1,100 bucks. But stuff like alignment or this, if it's the full 12 quarts, that's not bad. I may just, at that point, it'll be easier to let them just do it and mess with cleaning it up and da-da-da-da-da. And alignment, something I don't really want to mess with because that's electric power steering. But there it is. No big surprises, no hustle, no argument, no nothing. It was a quick and easy trip. So if you're in Lexington or around, there was a lady in there, drove down here from Huntington, West Virginia. That's almost 2 hours. Go to Infiniti Lexington. They did me good. So there it is.